That was weird. Hey, welcome to RickCast, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 160 here on the channel. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this beautiful Friday evening. Stormy where I am, which is kind of crazy. Once again, more storms in the middle of July. Shouldn't be actually August 1st. Welcome to the month of August. Which means I really need to get that trad flag advertisement up. I'll get that up tomorrow. If in case you didn't know, Trad Flags is an official sponsor of the program, and I should actually be promoting their products, especially at the beginning of a new month. So I hope everybody is having a great Friday night. Congratulations, you made it to the weekend, so that's fantastic. Hopefully, you have a wonderful weekend lined up. I am kind of happy about the weekend coming up. I had an LTC class today. I usually do my LTC classes on Saturday. That's why I seem like I'm a little a little all over the place, for lack of a better term. So it's good though. I'm glad that everybody is here and the bar rats are assembling. And yeah, let's just say tradflags.com. I don't have a promo code for you yet, but check it out. This is August. So it's the Immaculate Heart of Mary flag. If you're thinking about buying one, don't buy one until next week because I'll have a promo code for you so you can save some money and help support the channel. But this is the month of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, another beautiful flag from tradflags.com. I always say it's going to be a short show, and they never are. But I'm going to try and truncate this show a little bit more because I'm doing back-to-backs tonight. I'll be doing one with Steve Cunningham, News from the Pew, starting at like 7:40 my time. It's going to be great. Actually, we missed last weekend. That was my fault, and now we will catch back up with what's going on in the world with a new episode of News from the Pew. I apologize if I'm yawning. It's not anything you guys are doing. It's just catching up with me. So let's see. Ghislaine Maxwell is being transferred. She's been transferred to a Texas prison. What this means, guys, going over the bluff right now, the bottom line up front. This means she's getting pardoned. I'm calling it now. She will be getting pardoned. Maybe not now, maybe not until January, but sometime before Trump leaves office, she will be pardoned and she will be out of jail. They're already laying the foundation for it. So get prepared to be disappointed on that as the Epstein train continues to just absolutely be the albatross around the neck of the Trump administration. So we'll talk about that. This whole Sydney Sweeney thing, I tried to avoid it for as long as I could. But this thing, it just won't go away. It's like a cold sore. So I'm gonna tell you guys what the Sweeney stuff, Delcy like hilarious take on Sydney Sweeney jeans ads mix up. I have no idea. Stephanie, did you have a stroke in the middle of writing that? I have no idea what that means. Yo, chat, take a look. Everybody take a look. Take a look at Steph's third one right up here. This is hilarious. I thought Sydney Sweeney, Delcy Lick, hilarious take on Sydney Sweeney jeans. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know any of the words after Sweeney stuff. It's like you just made up a new language. So I don't want to talk about it because you want my honest Catholic viewpoint. I think the Sydney Sweeney ads are nothing more than a return to degeneracy. It's heterosexual degeneracy instead of the homosexual degeneracy that we've been dealing with for the last 10 years, but it's degeneracy nevertheless. It inspires men to lustful thoughts. I don't think it's a great thing, and I don't think it should be celebrated. But outside of that, she is setting us up for the Kanye. I don't watch crappy shows. So I don't, you can mention The Daily Show and you might as well mention like another piece of trash reality TV. So the idea, guys, Sydney Sweeney is gonna not now, maybe not in the next couple of months, but she is going to steamroll the conservative movement in the next year. The next time she's got a movie that she's got to promote, they're going to ask her about the American Eagle jeans, and she is going to steamroll over the conservative movement like it happens to us every single time. Something happens and we think we won the culture war and we think we done. And then boom, 2 months later, we get smacked in the face by she's a flaming liberal. No, it's not masculine to lust after a 27-year-old. It's not, brother. Don't think like that, Mark. Be better. No, it's not. It's not. So, well, true, no accounting for taste. So the idea, don't give it a pass by calling it a masculine thing. Stop gooning and be better than that. All right. Lust is the easiest pathway for men to go to hell on. Don't fall for it. So that's just it. Obviously, I have strong opinions on it, but I didn't want to talk about it because it just means that we have to talk about this degeneracy. You're right, James. That's exactly what I'm going to point out. She's their star, and she's gonna. The woke is dead. Woke is never dead. Okay, it's just buried itself deep in the spinal cord of the of the American conscious, and it's going to bite us again in the big fat rear end because we can't react to anything with any kind of uh subtlety. Mark, I'm in a mood obviously tonight. So I'm just saying, what's masculine about it then? Mark, let me give you the chance. What is masculine about the Sydney Sweeney thing? I'm not trying to be a douche about it. Tell me, please write something in the chat and tell us your thoughts, and I will display them and we will give them an absolute honest to God fair shake. Because all I see is degenerate lusting. That's it. That's it. And I know it's not a popular opinion thing to talk about because we're winning the culture war and all this other kind of stupid nonsense that means nothing in the end. But that's all. So that's what we got going on for us. And then finally, I'll talk about my Naked Gun review, and we'll do a box office preview for the weekend. And then I will release you guys into the weekend. Hopefully you will I don't know why you would come hang out with me. I've been nothing but a jerk for the last 15 minutes. Okay, I got it. I got what you're saying. I got it. So you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, that Sydney Sweeney being feminine is a good thing for culture, right? Is that am I kind of on it though? So yeah, that's all I'm saying is like gene advertisements and all that stuff. Let's be prudes. It's soft core. It's soft core adult entertainment, right? It's designed to enact the same neural response that adult entertainment is supposed to excite you with. It's titillation. All right, Mark, I got you. I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. So, well, let's see. Being my typical self. Oh, Steph, you're so funny. Steph, if I'm such a jerk, I don't know why you watch your show. I don't know why. I thank you, but anyway, let's see. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, here on RickCast. Please do me a favor. I am working for you. If you can like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, that'd be fantastic. And go forth. Yeah, you have to be. If you're a parent, you have to be that extreme, Brian. I think parents have to be that extreme. No, Mark, I actually get what you're saying, and I understand. I will give you this. I understand, considering for the last decade we were presented with fat, ugly, feminist, um, non-traditional roles for women, and these women that have followed it are now miserable because they've hit the wall and they're childless and all these other kinds of things. So this idea of a woman being feminine, it's revolutionary. I get it. I get what you're saying, my man, and I understand that. And I can only go so far with you on that. I get it, but I can't go all the way because then it's designed to titillate and it's designed to lead men um into thoughts. So that's my problem. I get what you're saying though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to our first story of the night. Like I said, I don't want to say I'm gonna hammer through these real quick, but I want to make sure I cover them because I'm gonna need some breaks in between each. Oh, by the way, I'll give you an update. I did actually buy my concealed carry gun. So I know I was talking. What was I talking about? Between a shield and something else. Yeah, you know what I went with? I went with a Glock 43. Yep, I actually just bought a Glock 43. So, um, yeah, that's let's see. What about back when Farah and the shaving commercial? I have no idea what you're talking about. I honestly don't. I don't know what you're talking about. So, there's that. But yes, I have purchased a Glock 43. It'll be here sometime next week, and that's what I will start rocking around with. I'll give my reasons for going with the Glock 43. Is I have a Palmetto State micro dagger, and the slides are the exact same. So I can take the slide from my micro dagger, um, and I can put it on the Glock 43, and that slide has an optic. It has better sights. It has slide serrations. Um, and the holster that I have for my Palmetto State micro dagger, well, I'm not going to pull it up. It's compatible with the Glock 43 that I just bought. So I don't have to buy a new holster. I don't have to buy an additional slide. I don't even have to buy an additional optic. So that's why I went with the Glock 43. It's also the tiniest one. And I'm not one of these guys that says you need 15 rounds when you leave the house. I'm going to be happy with 6. 6 rounds and 9mm, I'll be fine with. Now there's magazine extensions and all these others. Now, Dean, I was real close on it, but we're talking about the 43 is a little slimmer and it's a little shorter. So for somebody who's a short and kind of, I'm not chiseled, obviously. I got the spare tire around the midsection. I don't have a lot of room to hide firearms. So the smallest one that I can get is going to be the best one. That's why I went with the 43. But I was really close to that Smith & Wesson. I really liked it. I thought the trigger was beautiful, the optic ready. I thought it was all great. But if I get a Smith & Wesson, that's new holsters, extra mags. That's a bunch of stuff that I got to invest into. Not as much stuff that I have to invest into with the Glock platform. Yeah, I have the Gluger. I have the Ruger RXM, which is their Glock 19, and I love it. I just shot a 250 on it on my recoil. So I just don't like Glock. The thing is, guys, I can't get behind Glock all the way because Glock guys are such dinguses. They're kind of like SIG guys. I got a SIG guy that's on one of my videos, and he is just dog chasing me on this. He's calling me a shill and all these other things because I'm daring to question the validity of the P320. Like this, go check out the SIG video on my page. This dude is like trying to dog walk me on how I'm a shill because I think the P320 is not a safe firearm. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to defend SIG because it's a $1 billion company. There's something obviously wrong with the gun. So, that's right. We got plenty of turkey clubs, man. We're going to get after it. All right. So in case you guys wanted to know my update, that was my update. I got a 43. It'll probably be here next week. And I'm excited about it because I'll actually be able to start carrying something again because I can't carry the Palmetto State micro dagger right now. Because I'm too wide in the middle, so I can't comfortably conceal it. So I've got to move on and get some other stuff. So that is that. First story of the night. I know we keep talking or not talking. Sorry. Ooh, hey, I'm gonna give you my Wookiee. So let's see. This has been popping up We talked about it earlier in the week. She's testifying, she's talking, she's starting to sing like a bird. And now she's been transferred to Texas as lawyers are seeking a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Guys, August 1st, 2025. By this time next year, and I know that's a wide berth I'm giving myself, she will be pardoned. She will be pardoned. Trump will pardon Maxwell. It's going to happen. The fact that they're not releasing the list, the fact they're being cagey about it, the fact that they're, everybody in the administration is scared of it. And she's taking this opportunity to say, well, if there's nothing here, you got to let me go. Oh, it's a terrible look. Steph, you're 100%. This is a terrible look. Pardoning her will be the thing that ends the administration. Like, he may be in office, but outside of his diehards, that could even sink JD Vance in 2028 just because of his association with it. It will be a backfire on all the promises that Trump and his team made in the 2024 campaign, right? The revenge tour, the we're coming back and cleaning house tour, and the draining the swamp, and all these other kinds of things. This is the ultimate betrayal, when it will be the pardoning of Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, I might be 100% wrong. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but it just seems like things are lining up in a way that will be this has to happen. Just think about it from a legal recourse. She's been in jail, and now the federal government, led by the executive branch, is claiming that the crimes that she's in jail for don't really exist, that they're essentially a hoax. If I'm her lawyer, I'm trying to get either him to pardon me, or I'm trying to get my verdict appealed at SCOTUS for wrongful imprisonment. Now, I'm not saying she's wrongfully imprisoned, but if you've got Donnie, Pam Bondi, Cash, and Dan all running around saying different things that can't even get on the same page, one's a hoax, one's on the desk, one doesn't know where it is, the other's seeing things. Like, it's an absolute masterclass in bungling this opportunity that they were given. So it looks like the FBI redacted Trump's name from several references in the released Epstein files. I don't know what that means. It could mean something. It could mean nothing. It wouldn't be the first time that the FBI covered for an executive in the Oval Office, and it's not a Democrat or a Republican thing. It's a power thing. That's how I would look at that. Right? If it was a fake list, Lou, why is she in jail? If it's a fake list, why is she in jail? Any competent lawyer could ask that question. And right now, they have until something that comes out and solidifies the reason why she's in prison. This is an absolute colossal mistake. So I don't really care. I've checked out of the Trump administration. It was the Iran thing, and now the bungling of this. I'm just done. I just, it's so cringe at this point to watch people talk about, oh, well, we have such a good economy. Trump does, we have freedom. I'm like, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Oh, we have freedom of religion and our liberties. If you shove an Israeli student, they'll come after you. Look what's happening in Florida State. Some girl, apparently like physically shoved a Jewish student, and now the entire DOJ is coming down on her. Trump's threatening to veto a trade deal with Canada because Canada wants to recognize Palestine. Like, Trump, what the hell does it matter what Canada does to other countries? If you have a trade deal that you like, why don't you sign it? All of this just is, I'm just checked out. I don't care. Right? It just doesn't matter to me. It does, great. We're going to watch Trump spend $200 million in private donations to build a new ballroom. Yay. Make America great again. I made the joke last night. It took Truman 3 years to redo the entire White House. It's going to take Trump 3 years to make a ballroom. I'm just done. I'm so tapped out. And then you see all of this. So Steph, you're saying that every single person that's ever had a trial and been convicted is always guilty? Right? So every single person that's ever had a trial is always guilty. Every single time. Nobody's ever had a trial where the outcome wasn't right or anything like that. I'm glad to see that that's where you stand on that. But that's I see this, right? She's serving a 20-year sentence. She's petitioning the court to overturn her conviction. Watch SCOTUS. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if John Roberts steps in. You know, John Roberts doesn't like Trump. I could absolutely see John Roberts stepping in and overturning her conviction just to knife Trump in the back. And that's Trump's own fault because he didn't keep his house clean. So it is what it is in that regard. I think it's she would be open to receiving a pardon from Trump, although he's not considered it. He may not have publicly considered it. He may not have publicly considered it, but Trump's considered it. He's considered it. So that's it. It's not what it's not what MAGA wants to hear. It's not my job to assuage MAGA or tell them fairy tales or lies. Trump's in trouble with this. I don't care. Talk to me about the economy. Talk to me about whatever. Yeah, great. Immigration, the border sealed. Awesome. I think that's fine. Don't talk to me about the economy. The housing market's about to fall in on itself, and so is the auto market. It's about to fall in on itself. The job numbers. Now, job numbers are not the be all end all. There's also labor force participation rate and all these other kinds of things. They're not as good as you'd want, at least the job numbers. So don't sell me that, it's the greatest, recovery in the golden age and all this other kind of stuff that Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon and all these other guys want to force feed me. No, thanks. I'm good. And like I was watching Timcast last night, and the guest was just like, "Oh, the economy's so good, and we've got our freedoms." And I'm like, "Dude, shut up." No, we don't. All right, Steph. If you don't know Brian, don't take that comment seriously. Relax. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is RickCast. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to help the show grow. Yeah, Brian always says it's just Biden's fault. Or have you ever seen Brian talk about Kamala? I should have actually had that video. Kamala's out promoting her book, and we just forgot how amazing of a person she is. Talk about a drunk train wreck. Oh my goodness, who thought this was a good idea? I don't have the video. What do you mean? So, Michael, explain to me, why do you think the employment numbers are cooked? You think they're cooked down or up? I would like clarification on that. I seriously do. I like it when you guys bring stuff like that to the table here on the show. You think they're underreporting the numbers? You think there's a falsity in what is being reported? I don't know. I know labor force participation rate's not great. I've always looked at labor force participation rate as a better indicator than unemployment numbers, because unemployment numbers are people actually looking for employment. And the fact that if you're not looking for employment, then you don't count. The numbers don't make any sense. Well, I'm a social studies guy, so I don't really do numbers. I don't do numbers. I really don't. I think that's very interesting. It's like someone threw some rando numbers into the data set. It's really weird. I guess that's something we need to keep our eye on and see why it's like that. Interesting. Numbers are always readjusted, Steph. You're ahead. You're 100%. That happened under Biden. It happened under Trump before. It happened under Bush. It happened under Obama. They've always cooked the books. They'll always announce the numbers and then quietly 3 or 4 days later, when nobody's paying attention, they readjust them. And think of the job numbers are almost like quarterly quarterly reports from companies. They'll always give you a big number that they'll revise 2 or 3 days later. So, all right, let's see here. Let's get to our second story. I think this is going to be the more debatable story of the night. Let's see. So, Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad addressed by clothing company amidst partisan uproar. Alrighty, so Sydney Sweeney, who, by the way, I'm no George Clooney, to quote Little Nicky. I know what the big deal is. I'm not homosexual. I know what the big deal is about Sydney Sweeney. But I'm sorry. Something about her face has always just weirded me out. I don't know what it is. And I know people bang in this comment section call me a fat, ugly idiot. You know what? You're correct. But the fact of the matter is, I get why people are freaking out over Sydney Sweeney, but this whole thing is just stupid. So conservative media and Vice President J.D. Vance may be filling hours of time in social media posts galore mocking a supposed suppressed progressive knee-jerk reaction to Sydney Sweeney. No, there was a progressive reaction. Okay, you all over TikTok, mid and ugly women lost their minds over this. And then there was this, I'm a history major, and this is coded language that the Yahtzees were using back in the, lady, shut up. Okay, I get it. Guys aren't calling you anymore, but stop it. Stop it with this nonsense. Give me a break. By the way, the comparisons are correct. If Sydney Sweeney existed in any other time period, she does not hold a candle to like any of the Brooke Shields, and you put her in the same category of any of the heartthrob or the heartbreakers in the 80s or the 90s or even the early 2000s. She doesn't even come close. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to be one of those old men, get off my lawn kind of things. She doesn't come close. But she is what this generation has. And she put out these, I have great genes. It's wordplay. She's talking about the stupid, overpriced American Eagle jeans. She's not talking about her genetics. And then she had the one, oh, jeans are eye color and hair color. And all the ladies are like, oh, with the septum rings. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it. Because they were told that they can look as ugly and fat as they want for 10 years. And now corporate America's like, yeah, the ugly and fat thing didn't really work out. So we're just going to go back to like traditionally good looking people. And now they're going, I'm fat and ugly now. And I'm past my prime years and I'm mad at everybody. Fine. So it's, whatever. I think the ads are clever with the wordplay, but outside of that, I don't get it. And I don't get why conservative media is adoring her. This is the thing that's getting me. I don't get why conservative media is fawning. The girl is a liberal. Okay? She got like whatever millions of dollars. She's going to take the money. She's going to run. And at the first press conference for her new movie, she's going to curb stomp the entire conservative movement. And you're all going to get butthurt by it. Now, she may be better than that. She's been pretty good at dodging political questions. But if she gets put into a corner, she's absolutely going to curb stomp the entire conservative movement. Just be ready for it. Accused by few stray voices on the internet. That's a creative writing right there, Deadline. Of promoting fascist eugenic ideologues. So she came out American Eagle came out, which, by the way, how lately, like, how does how long has it been since American Eagle were actually like legit jeans? right? How long has it been? And every dude in this chat who's not, none of us are young chickens at this point. We're not spring chickens. Think of your crush in the early 2000s. That girl blows Sydney Sweeney out of the water. But hey, she is, she is not the hero they need, but the hero they deserve, I guess. But I don't understand. I've never heard American Eagle jeans used to kind of be like whatever. But they put out this thing. Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and as always, was about the jeans. Her jeans, her story. Will continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence. You know what this wording means too? They got a fat lady lined up for the next one. I'm telling you, they got a fat or a trans or a homosexual or somebody lined up for the next part of this ad campaign. It's called Her Jeans. So they're going to have this transvestite, ugly, fat lady, and then she's going to be about her jeans. And look how she's special. Y'all are going to get honey trapped by this. So some of you guys are throwing in some weird names in the chat, and I'm really kind of just laughing about it at this point. She's no Ethel Merman. But this idea that this is going to be any kind of like conservatives and Republicans should be rallying behind this girl. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. Ruth Buzzy. Honey Boo Booed. Yeah, you're all going to get honey boo booed by this. So I think you've all been bamboozled. It's all silly. She's going to curb stomp the entire movement. No matter what. Enough. I shouldn't have said anything. Enough of you people in the chat. You're incorrigible. Incorrigible. But funny nevertheless. So yeah, let people freak out about it. It's the same thing that happened to Kanye. It's the same thing that happened. Pick your celebrity that says one conservative thing or something pro-America, and conservatives literally fall in love with these people. And then at the first opportunity, they go, yeah, no, I actually don't believe that. Or they apologize, or they backtrack, or they do all these other kinds of things. And conservatives will be mad again. Oh, I can't believe it. She's terrible. I'm never going to watch her movies. You probably don't watch her movies to begin with. Let's just be real. You probably don't. And I'm also, let me finish this up, that I don't like it because, yeah, we're not, it's degeneracy. It's heterosexual degeneracy. And just because it's straight and heteronormative or whatever you want to call it doesn't make it good. It doesn't. It just doesn't. All right, this is RickCast. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Let's get to the final. Since I'm yawning through this whole thing, I need to get some. Yeah, she's an actress. She's been in a couple movies, a couple TV shows. You guys are better off if you don't know who she is. You're 100% better off if you don't know who she is. Your life is not going to be any worse if you don't know. She's just a young, attractive woman. That's it. And the right is just so cringe inducing. And even like guys that I now I get it. Some guys like Yellow Flash and others, they always put attractive women in their thumbnail, so they just put her in that. But conservatives like, we stand behind Sydney Sweeney. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that, because she's gonna let you down. She's going to let you down. Count on it. Clear as day. It's going to happen. All right. Speaking of entertainment, let's get to our last story of the night. So I went to see Naked Gun last night. I'm going to tell you. This this is a win. I give it a good. I give it an absolute good. I wouldn't recommend you run out and see it if, the only movie that I've recommended this summer to run out and go see is F1. Everything else you could wait for streaming, but if you watch this on streaming, it's actually not bad. My Catholic brothers and sisters, there's no sexual degeneracy. There's a borderline scene with some infrared goggles. I'll leave it at that. It's innuendo, so you're gonna be left to your devices on that, but there's no sexual degeneracy. The Lord's name is never taken in vain. In fact, I don't even think they curse in the film. Um, it's not as good as the original Naked Gun, but it is a really good follow-up. And I actually laughed a decent amount of times when I was in the theater. And the theater I was in clearly enjoyed it because they were having a great time and laughing at some of the stuff that I didn't find funny. And I don't mind when a comedy goes for it as far as just laying into as many jokes as possible. I'd rather have a comedy try to be funny too much than not enough, if that makes sense. And the Naked Gun movie goes for it. And there's some jokes that I thought were hysterical, some recurring jokes that I thought were hysterical, and some that didn't land with me. But that's okay because there were so many of them thrown out there. Other people found them to be pretty funny as well. So out of my rating scale of good, bad, or indifferent, it's a good. It's not very good, but it's a good if you watched it at home, if you caught it on an airplane, you wouldn't it wouldn't be it would be worth your time to watch. So I don't know if that's a ringing endorsement, but considering how bad this film could have been, I think that's a pretty good endorsement in that regard. I'm going to have a full review drop tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on RickCast Reviews, where I'll get into it a lot more and I'll do some spoiler talk and so forth. But overall, I think The Naked Gun is a pretty funny movie for 2025, which is good because the return of the comedy can't come soon enough. And I'll tell you, everybody got made fun of in this film. Nobody was spared. To give you an example, there was a scene, and there was a nice young couple. It was an interracial couple, black guy, white girl. I don't care. I'm just doing this. You'll see at the end of the statement. So we're watching this, and there was a joke directed at like white police officers. Funny joke. And everybody in the theater was laughing. And this couple next to me were laughing. About 5 minutes later, there was a joke directed at Bill Cosby, prominent black actor. The entire theater got into it. I glanced over real quick. He was chuckling. I'm like, dude, if you want the white joke, you're going to have to take the black joke too. It's not going to be one or the other. Everybody's getting blasted in this movie. So you need to be able to, don't be sensitive. Old school comedies didn't lay off on one or the other. Everybody got involved. But to his credit, they were actually pretty, they enjoyed all the jokes in the film. And yes, all the jokes in the trailers were actually in the film, but they were expanded upon a lot more. So it wasn't just a replaying of those scenes. So that was my Naked Gun review. Let's see what's going on here. Top 3 for this weekend, August 1st through the 3rd. Looks like Fantastic Four is going to come in, they're hoping, at 55%. They're hoping for 55 million. This movie needs to come under the 60% mark. It needs to be in the 50s as far as the drop percentage. Superman was like 57 or 56 or 57%. This has got to have something around there for it to make any money. Because right now, I don't think it's going to make I don't think it's making 500 million, to be completely honest with you. I don't think it has the legs to do so. Because right now, it's sitting at 257 worldwide, 158 domestic. If it does, look at these numbers. When we looked at Superman after its first week, it was all positive. We're looking at Fantastic Four right now. Outside of Tuesday, which is the discount day, it's all negative. This is not a trend you want to be seeing if you're trying to get your movie to have some kind of legs behind it. So that's why they are praying to whatever thing they worship that 55 million is the number for this weekend, because it's got to be. The problem with it is the fact that You have movies that are kind of fighting within the month of July, which was a stupid thing to do, and that's starting to eat into each other. Naked Gun. So we'll see. I think it's going to probably come in closer to 44 to 46 million. Rick Barrett says 44 to 46 million. I don't think it comes near 50 million on the second weekend because I think it's just going to drop like a rock. Naked Gun. Originally, they thought this movie was going to do 15 million. Now they've upped it to almost 30 million. Which would be amazing for what's the budget of the United States. Yeah, I know. This is definitely weird territory to write. 42 million. Let's say an extra 20 million. So the budget on this thing is $60 million. So it's a return to the mid-market movie. So if it comes in at $30 million or even $25 million, that's great for an opening weekend. So it's going to be, I hope so. I'd like to see a mid-budget comedy do really well because I'd like to see more mid-budget comedies come back to the movie screen. So we'll see. I hope it's going to be 28, but I'm going to say Naked Gun comes in right down the middle at 25 million. I think there's enough positive word of mouth surrounding it that I think it's going to come in at 25 million. And then finally, number 3 of The Bad Guys, which is an animated film, same 22 to 28 million. I think this one's going to come in on the low side because animated movies, we've already had some okay animated movies outside of Lilo and Stitch. There hasn't been a lot of hype around most of them. Even How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, it did fine, but it wasn't the smash success that they were hoping for when they made it. So I think that's going to come in so for Fantastic Four, 44 to 46, Naked Gun, 25 million, and then The Bad Guys, 20 million. We'll see if my predictions come true at that point. Some comments here. Yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 apparently smashed every record that you could have on Netflix. I would watch it, but I don't watch Netflix because Netflix is degenerate BS. But apparently the people that watched it, enjoyed it, and maybe I'll watch it someday, but I haven't watched it yet. But it's crazy. They could have put Happy Gilmore 2 in theaters and it probably would have beat Fantastic Four last weekend. There would have been more hype surround. I would have gone in to see it. And the fact that Netflix and its model killed the theatrical experience, and it's really kind of stupid that they could have put this movie in theaters for 2 weeks, made like 70-80 million dollars just and make 35 million after they split it and then call it a day. But they want their stupid streaming service to have eyeballs or whatever. So we'll see what happens. There's been talk about maybe doing a late month release of Happy Gilmore to try and re-gin interest in it, but we'll see. Yeah, the attendance numbers at Disneyland and Disney World are not great. I think Disney World is the one that's going through major renovations right now. One of them is going through major renovations, and as a result, the attendance numbers at that park have just dropped. Not to mention that the price structure for the Disney parks, it costs almost about as much money to go to Disney as it is to fly to Rome. And for a family of 5, that's ridiculous. That's the one trip they have all year. And there's a tier structure at the park, meaning you can pay more for fast passes where you used to kind of just get them. The whole Disney park structure has been completely crappy. So it doesn't shock me that these things are taking place because the people who are running Disney, you didn't have to like them back in the day, but they at least knew how to make money. These stupid commies that they have running this thing now, they're going to drag this thing into the ground. And you know what? That's their own fault. That's their own fault. They shouldn't have given them jobs. So you reap what you sow. But yeah, that's not a shock. I've been watching WDW Pro on YouTube, and they've been chronicling it, and it's not a pretty picture. It's not a pretty picture, but it couldn't happen to a better company. All right, folks, that's it for this episode of Rick A. I said it was going to be short. It's still an hour. I cannot not make my shows an hour. Anyway, I'm going to dip out here because I'm starting News from the Pew with Steve in about an hour. If you'd like to come hang out with me, you are more than welcome to. I'd love for you to come hang out with me at 7:40 Central, 8:40 Eastern on the News from the Pew channel. If not, I will talk to you all on Monday where we will reconvene here on RickCast. Please do me a favor on your way out the door, guys. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. You can follow me on X at Strad, STRADCATH. Stradcath. And if you do, that's great. If not, I'll keep hanging out with you here. God bless. And until that day comes, ladies and gentlemen, free Dexter Taylor. Cheers.